I lost my mother 2007 when I was doing grade 7.
I'm so sorry.
All the dreams of going to high school were finished because my mother was a single mother.
Nobuhle Chuma becomes the first black woman ever to attain podium in the Comrades Uprun.
You know, there's this thing about Majoro, no Majoro. Amageng.
So
where we go. That's how we survive. We just told something to eat in the house.
Here she comes, the 31-year-old from Zimbabwe.
When I think about the story of Nobuhle, I can't help but marvel. I get goosebumps.
So that man, I managed to build a 4-room to my grandmother's car.
Serious?
Yes.
From running?
Yes. I ran 2 hours, 50 minutes. I was even breastfeeding at the finishing line. It took me, I was arrested.
Oh!
Yeah. What's going on? I had to call Mr. Takara, my president from Zimbabwe.
On the old main road between Durban and Pietermaritzburg, the kisses to the crowd there in Sika Running Club with the second place finish there, Nobukosi Chuma.
Incredible second place finish for the Zimbabwean woman and the runner-up here. All love at the end with Stain, which we saw them
in Shona, Ndakaina Matiranya.
Last week Sunday, the 15th of June 2026, history was made in 100 years by one black African Zimbabwean woman. And today I am joined by this exceptional woman. Her name is Nobukosi Chuma. Oh, Nobukosi, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you can introduce yourself, because people, they usually want you to introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is Nobuhle Nobukosi Chuma. I'm 31 years old.
Wow.
I'm about to turn 32 August 8. So I'm a mother of 3. I'm a wife to Give Mumitsinganyama. Yeah, I'm a long distance runner. I'm an ultra runner. You know, I'm a person who loves jokes, who loves dancing on my social media platform. So many people, they know my name, my other name, Umakolite.
Yes.
We are here today. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So the Makolite part of it is coming from where?
Makolite is my surname. Chuma means God.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know. Oh, that's nice. So let's talk about the day, the 15th of June. What was going on your mind as you crossed the finishing line?
You know, after crossing the finishing line, I had to think, what happened? Is it a dream or is something happening? So I was asking people, guys, is it a dream or is it happening? They say, no, it's happening. So, you know, the excitement didn't come same time, like, because I was like, what's going on? Like, really? It's me who ran this time, who finished this position. It was a big surprise.
It was. And I also saw you hugging. Her name is Kheda, ne? Kheda, the one who took first position.
Yes.
I saw you guys celebrating. Maybe you can take us through the whole gender, like your relationship with her also.
Yeah, my relationship with Kheda, staying the queen, it's bigger. Like, it's not something that started at Comrades Marathon. Our relationship started back to 2023. That's where sometimes we go and we do some training together.
Okay.
We sit down, we're socializing. Yeah, so seeing me finishing number 2, it was a dream as well, that I wish you one day you can do better with her, because she always motivate me and then give me some tips and then gave me some program for Comrades Uprun. Yeah, so it was like, because we ran together for so long on the road. So she was so happy for me.
Oh, that's nice. Impilo yase Zimbabwe, like life in Zimbabwe, was it difficult? And maybe when you are running, is it coming from Zim or it's something, you know, maybe we can take us from Zim, the Zim part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I left Zim when I lost my mother 2007 when I was doing grade 7. When I was after writing my exam, because my mother passed away same November when we were finishing writing our grade 7 exam.
I'm so sorry.
All the dreams of going to high school were finished because my mother was a single mother. She's the one who was taking care of us. So the life started challenging there. That's why I had to go and do some piece job to people to get something that you can sleep eating. Like going to find a job, house girl in some small towns.
In Zimbabwe that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had to survive by that way because my grandmother she was old. She don't have any plan to provide for us. So bekumele thina sibone plan, and then I was even going to, there's this thing about amajoro, majoro. Amageng. So we go doing those things Dulwini. Then we go and sell in the Growth Point. Yeah, that's how we survive. We just told something to eat in the house. So our background was very, very tough. So I left. Nami ngezwa kuthiwa kunegoli abantu bafuna imisebenzi kuyasebenzeka. So nami I had to ukuthi siyenze lezo zinto, working as a house girl, getting money for my life to take me to South Africa. So I went to Messina I stayed in Messina for 3 months. That's where, it was hard. Because I remember I was even attempted to be raped because we were sleeping outside as refugees. But yeah, so I stayed there for 3 months. Then I met another lady who was called V. She was a girl like me. When we receive our asylum, they give us money where you want to go. So V said, I'm going to my boyfriend in Johannesburg. Can we go together? So you don't have any plan. So I had to follow that lady. I came with that lady. We're staying at Winnie Mandela in Kukwin. So we stayed, and then I was like, I know how to plant. So we say, no, let's find a job. So when we went to the salons finding the job, like people, they were saying, hi, what do you...
How old were you at that time?
By the time I was 15 years. Yeah, 2008. Yeah, so it was hard. So when I approached another lady called Swazigama, she was having a salon at Maukeng. So she just said, no, I just want to stay with you as my daughter. I will teach you everything about her. So how my life started. So I stayed with that lady for many years, and then teaching me how to plant everything. Then I became a professional hairdresser.
Wow.
So after then, my life started being better, supporting my grandmother at home and my fellow younger sister.
Wow.
So it was something changed my life. So I gained the weight from there. So I told myself, no, let me just to go at the ground and do this exercise to maintain my body.
Okay.
So as a salon, we 4 ladies, we started going to ground and then enjoying those exercise, running. So when we were doing exercise, I'm not good on dancing, those exercise. So they were always laughing at me.
Left legs.
Yes. So I make sure when we are running, I want to beat all of them because I know I'm not good at the exercises. So when I run, I make sure so they were getting impressed. You can run, you're still young, you can join these people athletics. So there was a guy who was always coming to the ground, always watching us. So the guy approached us was to say, I want this girl, she can run. So I say, okay, it's fine. And then they ask me, do you love running? I say, yes, I love this. Yeah.
At school, like Boma Primary, were you running before?
Yes, I was running. Yes, I was running Marara but we're running to I represented my schools, my house competition, and then I went even to the after house competition now. I'm a provincial. I went. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's something that into Benitanda from school. Yes. So I joined the group with the guy who was called Action. So he took me to the club called Elim Clinic, Espartin. So they registered me, and then we started going Uma races, running as a junior, getting some more money. So I saw that thing change my life. So that man, I managed to build 4 room to my grandmother car.
Serious?
Yes.
From running?
Yes. So that was like in a big motivation ukuthi at least ekhaya sebazi ukuthi kunendlu yamazenge. How at least because it was our dream. Uwabona like emakhaya uma kunendlu yamazenge like we think everything is okay on that.
They are rich.
They are rich.
Yes.
That was our dream, and then I built the house for my grandmother.
Wow.
Like it was something big.
How old were you that time?
I think I was 2013, 2014. I was 18, 19 years.
That's nice.
So when I started my senior, so my senior is tough. So Asian taught me that we need to kupula makaus manje. We need to train hard. So I went to Tembisa High. I joined the Elvis group, and then I was doing my speed working, pushing my training, everything, improving my times. That's why I met Mr. Givemore. Went to meet 2014, right? When I was 20, we meet.
Or he was in the same club also, right?
No, he was staying somewhere. Just meet at the
okay.
races.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we talk like as friends. We build relationship like that, and then we fall in love. And then he moved. We stay together. He's the one who was pushing me because he was he knew better about running more than me. So we met, and then it started improving my training, everything. I remember 2018, I ran my first marathon, my at least big marathon, which was paying 60,000 rands. I won at Muscle Bay, and then I ran 2 hours 43 minutes. That was amazing because I saw at Tembisa was trending on the news, like interest ganjalo. So I became like, hey,
is this me?
This thing is working, Mus.
Wow.
So I joined Hendrik Ramala, my coach. So that's where when I joined Hendrik Ramala, taught me that now we need to focus, we need to be serious about the running.
That time, abantwana, do you have kids already, or they are not children?
Yes, ma'am. I had my firstborn 2015.
Okay, all right.
Which is Nhlanhla, the boy. So, after giving birth, you gain some weight.
Yes.
I was big as well, so I was stressing. I am going to lose this weight. How? Again. Because before I started my running, the problem was weight. And then I dropped the weight, I'll become... Then after giving birth, I gain again. It tumbled again. So my husband was like, no, you need to train. You need to limit food. You need to do this. He was always monitoring what I'm eating. He must make sure that I wake up every day and go and jog. So then I bring back my fitness. Yes. And then I skip 1 year. And then I fall pregnant again for a girl called Tapio. I gain weight as well. So it was this thing again. Now I know after giving birth what you need to do, because of he is always checking everything, following the program from him. Then I took a break for 1 year, then come back strong, winning. People like I motivated a lot of people. People like asking, Bushle, how do you manage this while you have this body? And then now we come to a professional athlete again. I always say, guys, it's all about discipline and focus and being patient, because it's not easy. So when we joined Coach Hendrik Ramala, we were traveling with before we buy a car, we were traveling with a taxi every morning, going to Rosebank, Zulek. We were training there. And then 2019, my coach approached by NC Athletics Club. So we signed the contract. That was my first contract to be paid on athletics.
Okay. So you like every month you get paid?
Every month. So it was a big excitement. Yeah, like really, I'm going to get money every month without going to rest. Yes, like I was so happy. Boom, COVID. So COVID, when it comes, I was like, which means I'm not gonna get my salary anymore because I'm not gonna run. But see, the happiest part, my contract continues.
Wow.
So during COVID, I decided, okay, because we're not running, let me fall pregnant and then have my last born.
Yes.
I fall pregnant. I have my last boy born 2021. Where caught Ryan, my last born. So I gained a lot. That time I was worse. Yeah.
Because I saw a video that you wrote, your beginning does not define your ending, and I saw good you.
Yes, that was my last born. That video I took 2022. Yes, so I gained more than all those kids. So I focus again. I say I must be a motivator too. people outside, to the ladies who are there. Some people who are struggling with how they can lose weight, how can they find running with the having kids. So I was working hard, making sure I need to inspire people after this. Yeah, so I go back to my shop. I remember I ran my first marathon after my last born. It was Soweto Marathon. It was on 2022 November. I was slim, but I was still having weight. Where I ran 2 hours 50 minutes. I was even breastfeeding at the finishing line.
Yes, I saw the picture.
I was number 6. Like inspired a lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like something which is trend on the news or everywhere. So 2023, I went to run the N12. There was this my friend of Rutendo Nyahora. She was putting the baby at the back, and then she was supporting that picture trended. I think it's trend the whole world, even World Athletics, they posted that picture, motherhood supporting and stuff, you see. So it's like, okay, which means I'm someone who can inspire men, women outside. So I have a story to tell behind. Yeah, so it was something. Yeah, my journey is something else like in life. I didn't know one day I can be big like this. So I went back, and then I told my husband that I sit down with my husband. I told my husband that I want to run Comrades Marathon. My husband said, okay, because after he ran the Two Ocean Marathon 2023. He won,
yes.
I was number 4. So it was like a celebration for the family. It was big, because those races are big, really.
Yes.
I get motivated. Okay, I finished 56 kilometers. Why not taking part at Comrades? Because I know many black people, we're scared of this Comrades Marathon. So my husband gave me some advice, and then talked to coach. I went to coach. So my coach doesn't believe, someone who doesn't believe on this long distance, like Comrades and stuff. So I said, no, you need to improve your time for marathon. I say, no, coach, what if I don't have that thing that I can run fast at Comrades? I want to run Comrades for marathon. I want to run Comrades. I want to try something. So we went with our planning. I talked to Greta Steyn. She gave me the program.
Wow.
Because it was an up run. I prepared for Comrades.
This is the first time you're meeting Greta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I know we were just talking, but not like, yes, not running. Okay. She gave me the program. Okay, we said, this is what you do. Okay, fine. We followed the program, everything. My husband was supporting me. Even him, he was also preparing for Comrades as well. We went to Comrades together. We ran. He was number 10.
Wow.
I was number 5 because I think around 80 kilometers I was number 3. So at last 6 kilometers I lost the position. I was tired. So at the finishing line they sprinted, and then I became number 5. Okay, fine.
That's 2024.
Yes. So as we were just celebrating the medals with my husband, he got medalist. I'm a got medalist. So when I was just see on the news, like we're trending, like 2 couples from Tembisa winning the medal and stuff. I told my husband, we should this thing is serious. You see how we are trending. So it was something that motivated me. Say, okay, which means we can do better if we focus on this. Because sometimes I was going to saloon, standing the whole day for the next day.
You're going to saloon to play it?
Yeah, I was balancing training with saloon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, because sometimes I don't like to disappoint my clients, Even if I'm tired coming from 50 kilometers, I will go and plant. Yeah. Okay. So my husband always fighting, no, you need to rest. I say, no, I can't disappoint my client.
So this side you are earning from the
saloon, yeah.
From the saloon, and also from NCIGA Club.
Yes, exactly.
You can have 2 jobs.
Yes, you need to, because when you are you are thinking about abantwana, what next? Because there's always challenges when you are renting. Sometimes we don't want kids. You don't want, so you always stressing with you don't want people with kids, you must find another place. So yeah, so it was like one day I want to see myself at least having something where I can put my kids. So when we ran well that year, plus my husband ran well, 2023 we command the man, we managed to buy a property. So it was something good. So it was something that running can change your life. That's what I learned. Yes, for real, it does change lives. And then we managed to buy the apartment. We managed to buy a car in the same year. That was a big achievement for us.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe before we talk about the Two Oceans, maybe we can talk about how long the Comrades Marathon is. Maybe because maybe the people at home, they don't even know how long and how difficult it is.
Okay.
Yes, when we are coming from the ocean going up to Pietermaritzburg.
Yeah. The Comrades is long, guys. It's long. It's like 86 kilometers. So it's not like a distance that you need to play for. Which I can run. We just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to run. No, you need to plan. You need to focus. You need many sacrifices that are needed. Yeah. So Comrades is especially they say it was an up run. So up run is something which is hard. We climb
The mountains going up.
Yes, we climb. Not when we don't talk about climbing 200 meters or 1 kilometer. Sometimes there's a way, the part that we climb 3 kilometers going up. So it needs more energy, more strength, more focus. Because there's a part where we run, we are finished. Everything we take out in our body. So to take you to the finishing line. Yeah.
And most of the time, my peli Comrades uzobona ukuthi like umuntu ufika engani ubhenzile, or people like you feel like their soul has been separated from the body. You can see ukuthi like yo.
Yeah, it's not easy. You feel you can't even work the following day. You can't work proper because the muscles and the stuff. You imagine like you spend. I spend almost 5 hours, something close to 6 hours running. So you give your body the strength that you never done before. So you can't even move proper, or the pains are joints.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like Two Oceans where you finished crawling. What happened?
Two Oceans, what happened? I think I was the one who caused this thing because I didn't take my nutrition serious.
Oh, right.
I was excited, coming from Kenya training. I was training at a high altitude. I'm running. I'm going to run Two Oceans. The altitude is low, so I don't need any supplement. That was on my mind. So when I was running with those champions in front, feeling strong, feeling energy. I was the one who was controlling the pace, everything.
Wow.
So I started taking my bottle at halfway mark, which was 28 kilometers, which I made a big mistake. So
yes.
I ran. I think I only taking nutrition to at 28, 37, and then the other one at the end. But the important thing, I think, when you start your running, you need to take your nutrition. It's better to run at the end without taking it. But the first nutrition, first kilometers are very important. So when I was about to finish around 52, that's why I'm feeling something is coming. Something is not good is coming on my legs. And the people are screaming on me. I'm number 3, like I already achieved what I wanted to achieve because I wanted to finish podium. So around, I think it was only 100 meters to go. Yeah. That time I couldn't do anything because I was feeling my legs, they are empty.
Hey.
Like you have electricity shocking you.
Oh.
So I look, I think I couldn't have even energy to turn myself and look at the back who's coming because there's a noise, people are screaming for me and stuff. So I had to say, no. The finishing line is there. I can't be beaten on the finishing. I'm still reminding about what happened at Comrades 2024. That number 4 come and pass me at the finishing line. So I was thinking, no, this thing mustn't happen even today. So I had to crawl. And then I say I'll sleep when I reach the finishing line. And then God gave me that strength. I managed.
Oh, yes. That's lovely.
Yes.
Okay, so now what are the sacrifices that you make, like being a mom? I think I sent you that message when I was asking you being a mom, cooking, training, going to work. How do you manage all those?
Yeah, this thing is not easy, guys. Yeah, to being a mother, being a wife, because a husband himself is your child.
Yeah, Baggett.
You need to sometimes to make sure he's fine, it's okay, because us ladies, we are stronger than men. But mama again, being a hairdresser. People, they want to do their hair every weekend. People, they want to look nice. And the people, they trust you. They don't want, we're at the salon, please, can you come? No, we want you. So you need to give time to attend those clients. You need time, kids in the house, but for the kids, I don't want to lie. The husband is playing a big part.
Full time.
I can say my husband is a mother to the kids. because he understand ukuthi she's someone who's busy. She need to go to salon and attend the clients to make sure everything is good. And then yeah, it's like for that I can't complain, but it needs a lot of sacrifice. Yeah, and then for myself, like leaving my family, going to Kenya, and then I say I'm going to train. Yeah, it was a difficult situation. It was very hard for me that I'm leaving my kids. Yes, he's a man, he's a father, I love his kids, but thing I want to be corner for abantwana. Because sometimes umntwana uzohamba efaka ijesi aliphendulele esikolweni. Because sometimes you can see ukuthi ngubaba like he don't know what you need. Umntwana uzohamba namafinyela because he's a man, he's not like a woman that let me wife, sometimes. So I remember I didn't even tell him, I talked to the mom, teacher at the creche, say please, if you see any mistake, please fix because I'm not around. It's the man in the house and stuff. So he was, I know, Mama Nhlantla, we understand everything. So it's a difficult thing, but was what you want in life. What I like, even though I left him, I put many sacrifices of leaving him with the kids. He was the person always in the morning or afternoon or during the day calling me, Mama Nhlantla, are you okay? Is everything good? If you need something, please talk to me. Because sometimes I went some hard situation, even to talk with him, like no, I don't want to talk, like I'm not okay. But he's very patient with me. No, let's fix this. I understand. So yeah, it's not something just you can say, I'm working, I'm a runner, I can manage. It's not easy. You need a supportive partner.
Why did you choose to go to Kenya, and how was the training routine like?
Yeah, what I decided to go as a Kenya, it's because of the high altitude and then the focus, because I don't focus much.
Yes,
I'm a busy person, so I decided to go far, and then where there's a lot of athletes. So Kenya, it's like you wake up in the morning. Abantu mabaya emsebenzini, abantwana mabaya esikole, how running it is in Kenya. You just wake up, you see many people are running on the road and the street. So it gives you that morale, that motivation. Okay, which means running is a serious business.
Yes.
Now, like you get amandla, power, you go to uvuke now your gym, and then the roads are very good. We have mountains, wherever you want to train, and then you are not alone. Even if you decided that in your Pumangi one, you're gonna meet lots of people on the road. If you want to join, it's up to you. If you want to run alone, it's up to you. So the running community in Kenya is totally different when we compare here. It's so supportive. So when we talk about altitude, we talk about something that gym, how you feel. So when we say E10 in Kenya is like 2,400. To breathe is hard. Everything is hard.
Because it's up the mountain.
It's high, yes. So when you come here down, for you to run, breathe is so easy. Yeah, because running is most about the oxygen from the muscle and then how you yeah, yes.
Because I always see most Kenyans, they win the marathons.
Yes, because they train at the high altitude, and then the environment of running is different.
Okay, so now I've got another question here. How did you stay strong during the toughest moment of the race, the Comrades one?
It was hard for me. Like I can say, in Yimbogoto, I'm a strong woman.
Girl.
I went through a bad situation when I reached airport where I was put a red flag or test before I left.
Serious?
They're suspecting I'm using drugs.
Where? Which airport?
It's in Nairobi.
When you were coming from Kenya?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, because like even myself, I never raced in Kenya. I'm not like a person who keep talk like you are on that level of running. And then like I ask myself, okay, what these people they want from me?
It's border control. It was border control that was using
people from Kenya, they reported me to anti-doping of Kenya that this late we need to be tested. So they check my name, they put on the immigration officer. I think the people from Kenya, because running Kenya is something, it's high. They called the immigration of Kenya headquarters, they put my name. So when I was stamping my passport, they saw like my name was not correct, although because they don't know how to pronounce. So the lady was like confused about the names that were given, like my names. And then, but they came calling me for interview. They asked me some question. Are you an athlete? I said, yes. You from this country? Yes. You are going? Yes. So the person was having my all information. Okay, fine. So I was so wondering what's going on. They took me. I was arrested.
Oh,
yeah. So we are wanted by anti-doping Kenya. So like how? Because Kenya is not even my federation. Who knows? Even Kenya attack people like in athletics. There's many you need to report where you are sleeping, there's where you are staying. So I'm not on that thing of reporting to people. So I had to call my because I was fast. I even called my husband. He was so stressing even himself. I have to call my coach, and then what's going on? I had to call Mr. Takara, my president from Zimbabwe, to ask if yes, maybe I'm the one who wanted me to be tested. Mr. Takara was like, how? Kanjan? Like he was okay. Fine, Bushle, if they are coming, just cooperate, get tested, it's okay. But this is shocking even us. It's like they are bullying you now.
yes.
How? Okay, fine. I waited for 4 hours. My flight was at 12:35. Those people, they arrive at 1. They take their time to come.
And your flight is cancelled now. You miss your flight.
I miss my flight. And then they take me. I even take less than 1 hour. They take my blood and my urine as the Roosevelt like for testing. We're done. When we are done, they were supposed to take me to the immigration officer to say we cleared this lady. She must go. They just dumped me. I was dumped like a toilet paper. Me, I don't know anyone. I don't know anything. And by the time, I don't have any money even to buy food at the airport. Yeah, I'm stranded now. Because I knew that I'm flying. I'm going home by 4. I'll be at the airport. My husband is going to come. Yeah, it was a hard situation. So I spoke to, there's a white guy in France who always helped me. So I spoke to him. So he was so worried as well. He booked me a flight. Say, no, I'll book you another flight.
So they did not even bother to change your flights when they
No, they said they
you.
can't because they wanted me. They can't. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband was saying, no, you must fight because even the attack, the water rule, the anti-doping, what all athletics, they don't allow athletes must be left behind by the flight or something because of these people. Okay, it's fine. I didn't want to talk because I don't know anyone. I'm just a person. I'm in a foreign country. Okay, I call Mr. Takara and Mr. Mzinganyam. They write a letter to WADA. And then WADA forwarded that message to Athletics Kenya. So when I was about to leave, that guy booked another flight at 9:30. So when I was about to leave, again, that red flag is still on the system. They didn't remove because they need someone from ADAC to say we have tested this lady. They must clear from headquarters that they can stamp my passport. So I saw them the email that you see I got tested. They tested. They take my sample. So the guy said no, we can't because even if I say cross, this red flag is gonna appear when we are coming. You see
Again.
So
yes.
they must come. They must call the headquarters or those people for ADAC to remove this. Now, ma. Apply it gone. The second one, I'm at the airport. The stomach is empty now. Now I don't have power. I don't have anything to talk. I don't have anything to say. Even my husband, like he's stressing. Nothing that I can. I was like, okay, sitting. When you are sitting like this, no plan. I sit like this. I step like this at the airport. You are just watching passengers who are coming in, going out. Okay,
And they cannot even offer you food since they're
no,
delaying
they can't. I'm a criminal. How can you give a criminal something to eat? Nothing. Okay. The following day, the issue went viral. No, because now it's a serious thing. I sleep at the airport. I told my president. I told my coach. I told my husband. Then now things going up. My president sent the message to World Athletics. We have an athlete who's like this suffering at the airport because of 1, 2, 3. So that one, those people, they send email to Kenya Athletics. Even my husband sent the email again. They send, I don't know what they say, but I saw the action that these people, now they are scared. Because the guy from president, he was a nice person. He called Daniel, what I don't know. He started communicating with me. Like you feel that there's something happening. Are you okay, my sister? Please, where are you? We want to come in. Like I was now treated like a queen after all those struggles. sleeping. It was a following day. Now we're talking about afternoon, the following day. The whole day you are sitting at the airport eating nothing. Your stomach's empty. And then they come. The president of Athletic Kenya sends that guy to come, and then they buy me tickets. They come and offer me food, everything. Make sure that you went to the immigration office, everything is okay. That's how it was now. I arrive on Wednesday, 9 a.m. at Nairobi. We're talking about now Friday. I must fly Friday, 2 a.m. So it's almost 2 days sleeping
at the airport.
Yes, sleeping at the airport. So I arrive in Johannesburg. My husband come and fetch me. So I told my husband, no, you know what, I'm thinking to cancel the rest because
they were the comrades.
Yes.
Oh, that time you are discouraged.
Yeah, I'm very discouraged. I'm dismotivated. All these things, and they take my blood. You are now thinking you are weak. Plus, you have those all stresses.
This is how many days before comrades?
It's 1 day because comrades was Saturday. I was Sunday. It was Friday before 1 day before comrades. So it was my week of traveling back. It was Wednesday when I was about to reach here. So I end up arriving Friday morning. So my husband say, no, you can't just cancel the race after the whole preparation.
The whole year.
The whole year you prepared this race, you know, last year you didn't run well, you were injured. So now it's the time to go and shine.
Girl.
Yes, exactly. He came and then he massaged me. He gave me support. He motivated me, doing everything, making sure that everything is okay. Told me that I'll be there supporting you. So we went, and then my mind was down. I don't want to lie. Like I say, okay, God. There's the song that I like to play from, I don't know the person who sing this song in Shona. Let's pray. I was always saying, okay, God will answer my prayer during my run. I'll pray from kilometer 1 until I reach. So everything was like, even I was not having morale. Like, yeah, I'm someone who's
always happy
and having
energy.
Exactly. So, but I was like down. But I said, let me go do this for my family, for my husband, for my friends and followers. People, I have a lot of supporters. So I say I can't disappoint because they were seeing my good work when I was training in Kenya. So why not? Why last minutes as no, never. I fight. I run with the heart. I say this is a big race. Everyone is watching, and I take my story to public. Everyone knows what's going on, what's happening when I was in Kenya, everything. So I want to show people what in life you can be sabotaged, you can be figure end now you think you are blocked.
Girl.
But by the grace of God, I ran my race. I ran my race on another level. That I was not even thinking I can run. God give me that strength. Yes, and then I manage. Yeah.
Aish. Okay, so hey, you are a good storyteller. I feel like I can listen to you the whole day. So what is one thing people do not know about Nobukhosi Choma?
You would that people in Tabanga, I'm someone who's humble. I'm someone who's a hard worker. Part of myself, I'm a fighter.
Yes.
They know that she's a fighter, and I'm a fighter. I love people. I love humbling myself to people. Yeah.
Okay, then we spoke about this. You also posted it, Uti, when you went to buy clothes in Kenya, they said they do not have clothes for men. So I'm thinking, Uti, like running, it brings changes to your body. Hey, and you've got a beautiful six-pack.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I also saw a picture where before you, I think it was after giving birth, your tummy was a bit big. Yeah. But now you have a six-pack. Yeah. Let's talk about those changes where people think maybe you're a man. How does it make you feel? Yeah.
Like, I mean, like this thing, I don't feel like it's something prepared because I know even we took TikTok, my pages, if you go the previous pictures, video that I was posted, people like always commented, they call me names like I'm a boy, like they don't believe I'm a lady. So when I went to Kenya, When I went to the shop, I was looking for a jean. So the lady said to me, no, don't, this thing is for ladies. We must go for men's. We don't have stuff for men's. I say, I know, mama, I'm a lady. Why? So that they started laughing. Oh, sorry. Your appearance, you look like a man. I said, no, it's fine. I understand. Because it was not for the first time people calling me a man. So I don't take it serious. I understand. As you train hard, as you do those strength training and stuff, your body will change to because the muscle they change and then getting tougher. Yeah.
Then what role has your club, coaches and support team played in your success?
Yeah, you know what I can say, especially my club, they play a big NC Athletics Club. They play a big part in my life. You know, giving me opportunity, paying me every month. I know I have a salary that I must receive. Like I can say I'm proud of my club because it's the only black people club. A club or those black people, they want to see black people succeed.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So I respect that because you know in my club, like when you win your man, like big man, like you win 500,000, they double your man.
Girl,
Yes,
so I'm talking to a millionaire.
Yes,
Yeah.
they give you that man again because they want to see you succeed and then achieving something. So I respect my club because they are putting more effort to So I just want to say thank you to NC Athletics Club for giving us opportunity, and then we always giving our best. I know they want someone who works hard, but when they want the results, they want them. They don't play. So we understand. So from my supporters, guys, ngiyantanda, they know ukuthi nje umagolide is for everyone. So I appreciate the support that I'm getting from South Africa. You know, guys, you are, I don't know what to say. From South Africa to Zim, all over the world. Now I can say even in Kenya, there's people who are supporting me 100%.
Wow.
So I just want to appreciate everyone who support me and my husband. I don't know what to say to this man. If you shut or you change the surname, I was gonna change, marry him and then change my surname to him because he's the man who's playing a big role in my life and my coach. You know, my coach, like even now, if I can say, coach, you know, I'm stuck now. I want money for supplement. I want money for massage. My coach would come say, no, don't worry. It don't even take 5 minutes. He send me, man, go and get what massage, go and get this. Yeah. So I want to thank him, Henry Gramala and Rodika, for always being with us in difficult times and good times. Coach, you know, I always crying. Say, hey, when are you always crying? I say, no, things are not okay, coach, because he's a person that is open. I can tell our problems if you're having problem. So my coach is the best. Yeah, so and my sponsor, New Balance.
Wow.
To run, you can't just go and run without having training shoes, proper clothes. So my sponsor, New Balance, is playing a big part as well for providing me with the gear, whatever that I want. I request, I get it in time. So I want to thank them for that, and for nutrition. 32GI. Thank you for always supporting me. With the nutrition, we can't run without nutrition as well, because nutrition, we also need it to recover, endure everything. Yeah, so.
Okay, maybe my last question is, next year, it's Comrades. Are we going back?
Yeah, it's the rest that I'm planning now to train for. I don't have any rest I'm going to do. Now, my plan is Comrades Marathon 2027, down run.
Cow.
Yes.
And you were pressing the brakes. It's braking. You brake all the way down.
Yeah. It's not like we break all the way. No, guys. The first half is very tough. Remember, the first half it's up.
Up. Oh, okay.
And then the last half, that's we are breaking. Yes. So I want to go there strong. Yeah. Yes. I want to make another history on the box again.
Yes, I
know.
So
I'm looking forward for next year race. That's the race I'm preparing for now. Comrades Marathon, that's my dreaming.
I
going
know.
There
and I see that you are so committed in achieving this. Are you gonna go back to Kenya, or you train somewhere else different?
For now, I just wanna go home and then take a break and think. about Kenya again after those situations.
I know.
After I went through those situations, my mind is still. Mara ngithi bathi mawunenqeba liyaphola. Maybe by around December ngizoba sengicabange kahle. Inqeba lami lizoba selipholile, then I'll go and focus in Kenya. Yeah.
So I got something for you that I want to give you. I had sent your husband a message, but he didn't respond on time.
Oh.
Okay, so this, let me take it.
Okay. Yeah. Ow.
So there's, I'm a mother.
Yes.
I am a mother, and you are a mother, and you spoke about this. You spoke about this picture, and I was like, I really need her to have this picture and hang it. I didn't know that this lady is your friend. But as I saw, my husband, as we were going through Instagram, I saw this picture. I said, this is women supporting women. As women, sometimes we love pulling a Down syndrome. When I said, hey, yes, Tanda, what does she have? But this one is, I made this picture for you.
Wow. Wow, this is nice. Oh, gosh. Wow. Huh.
It really touched me. To me,
thank
this
you so
picture
much.
was...
Wow.
She's carrying a baby on the back, but she's supporting you. She's saying, girl, do this for us. Of course, most of us as women, we're at home. We are cooking. We are taking care of... But you are our ambassador.
Wow.
You are there representing us as African women.
Yes.
And, I am so proud of you of... like completing the Comrades Marathon. It's not something that is common in us black women because we do not have much support from the people around us because we have so many challenges.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh. I like it.
Oh, this is nice.
Thank you. So maybe before we go, you can just say the last words to people at home, because I know you are encouraging women. Maybe it's not running, but there's something that you'd like to do with your life.
Yes.
Maybe can you inspire those people?
I just want to say, tomorrow I'll be in Bulawayo for celebration. I think I'll go some few schools.
Wow.
Giving motivation to the kids, the school.
Wow.
Because this thing, even in education, you don't have to feel, but we don't cope. No, you need to keep on trying, keep on pushing, and don't ever allow umuntu as ukuthathela phansi akutshela ukuthi hayi wena you can't do this. Prove it wrong by yourself. So I just want to say, I think next week I'll be in Harare.
Wow.
Yeah. So guys, ningathatheli phansi. If people we have different backgrounds. Ukuthi ubuya endaweni enjani, umuntu ubuya endaweni enjani. You never know your tomorrow. The only person who knows your tomorrow is God. So let's keep on pushing. Now I didn't know today I can be from the Emaruzeva, guys. I'm from rural area.
Which part of Maruzeva?
Engigeni Slobela.
Oh, Midlands.
Yes, it's Midlands. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were in Cholocho.
No, then I went to Makokoba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was living Makokoba for
years
after my mom passed away.
Oh, okay.
So guys, from rural area, Emakundwanini, you see where I am today. Today I'm speaking English.
Girl!
That's how I end up in school grade 7. Grade 7, look the English because of the success of Inyao. I don't talk about Tuguti, being good in what you know something in now. So anything that you are doing, make sure you tata to another level. Never listen to negative people, because on your success, there's negative people. They will come and tell you, you can't do this when let's focus on this. If you dream to be a runner, continue with your dreams. If you dream to be you want to be a pilot, continue chasing your dream. You can't be just say tomorrow you're a pilot. There's many challenges in life. So what I can say, a road to success in ama up and downs amaning. So don't give up. Everyone is special. If future is on kununkulu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sis Nobuhle. Because I do Nobukhosi. I love Nobukhosi. Thank you, Sis Nobukhosi, for coming, and Mr. Gilmore. Thank you so much for coming. And I also appreciate you for supporting her. if you were not there, she was not going to make it. I know women become emotional and
Very true.
become angry, like, why am I suffering?
Very true.
But we thank you. We thank him so much for his effort and his love and his support that he's giving you. We have come to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much. We'll meet again.
Thank
in
you
the
so
next
much.
one. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for my present. My friend, do you want me to dance? To dance? Guys. Signature. I can dance, guys. My signature dance. You know, this dance is famous. Plus, you see,
Yes, maybe we can dance for us.
Okay. Yes. This is a signature. After 86 kilometers. And I'm proud of that.